But last year we had the opportunity to apply for one of the ACT transformation grants. And when we started looking at it, you had to do a problem of practice. So we really look at our data daily at our school. We're a small school, P through 5, about 230 students. So pretty much one classroom per grade level. So everybody in our building plays a crucial role in the success of our students. On my team, as we built our team, I wanted to think outside the box and not only include myself and a couple of the teachers that were regular ed teachers. So our team we developed included myself, Michelle Salyers, which is our speech path. I have a para-educator that's on my team, and I also have one of my teachers. So we wanted to get a variety of input in building those high stakes to make sure that our students were successful. So I have the beauty of my bunch back there. So they've presented this morning a couple times. So if y'all have questions, I'm going to direct them to them at the end. So when we talked about the transformation grant last year, we really wanted to start by looking at our data and saying, okay, how are we going to get our kids to move? What are we going to do? They're not scoring what we want in reading and math. Our scores wasn't horrific, thank goodness. So we implemented it last year by building some leaders in our building as far as the adults. Then we looked at building some leaders as our students. So this year when we had the opportunity, we still wanted to continue to grow because we feel like professional learning is a big part of what we do at Highland Turner every day. So we really wanted to embed that professional learning. So when we went to a couple of the meetings at KVEC last year, they talked about using the micro-credentials. So as I looked on there and I started researching, I thought, hey, there's stuff for everybody. There's stuff for our instructional assistants. There's stuff for me. There's stuff for my teachers, my speech. So there's stuff on there that all of my people in my building can work on. So as we worked on our professional growth plans this year, with teacher input, we do those a little bit differently than most schools. I know we're now due in October, but we sit down on our closing day, and that's when our teachers really look at and reflect on what they completed that year. So as we were working on our professional growth plans, and we were talking about what our goals were in those things, and looking at how do I get away from saying, well, all my teachers are going to go to 4 days of professional learning on whatever, when a lot of those teachers don't even teach that. So how can we embed? How can that be embedded in everything we do every day to grow our students? So we're going to tie those in their professional growth plan to micro-credentials. So all of my teachers are going to work on a micro-credential for this year. And at the end of the year, we're going to have at least 80% complete. And I said 80. We were going to have 100. But I say 80 because you never know. Someone may get sick. They may have to be out. So we said 80% are going to complete a micro-credential based on their professional growth plan. So then we started talking about, well, community. How can we get our community involved? My parents are awesome. My students are awesome. All of my employees are awesome. Our community right around us are awesome. Give me anything I ask for. I can call and say we need $100 to buy this, and we get $100. So, which that's great. But how do we leverage those community partners to make sure that our students are getting exactly what they need in all those areas? We know science is new, fairly new, right? Not science being new, but just the standards and how they are new. We were a little worried last year when our students took the test because it was the first year they were accountable in science. So I've heard a lot of stuff today that we can incorporate and take back for implementing science. So really using those leverage points. So we have developed an advisory committee that we meet that are not my teachers, that are people in the community that have different roles, that we're going to actually have our first meeting in November. So I want their input on what we can do, what resources they can bring in to us, because we don't have a whole lot of money. I'll be honest with you. We don't have a whole lot. So what they can use to bring resources in to my teachers and my students to really be that professional embedding, professional learning that we can use with our community and our teachers. So that's really our spin for our act. We know that we all grow together. At my school when I started, I've been there, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5, what have I been there, about 5 years now. When we got our scores back, we were super excited because we did have, in 2016, we were a distinguished school. The following year, which would have been 2017, if we were rated the same, we would have been a school of distinction. And so this year we continued to grow. So all three areas we were very impressed with. We're not going to stop until we have no novice and all of our kids are proficient and distinguished. And I challenged them that that's going to happen before I retire. So this is my 27th year, so I told them we had a little bit of work to do. I couldn't leave them hanging in the rafters. So that's really what we're doing, getting that professional embedded learning for our teachers and using the leverages of our community members. So do you all have any questions for my lovely team that's in the back? Or for me? We're Highland Turner Elementary in Breathitt County, and if you want to come visit us, we love to have company. We don't get a whole lot. We're kind of out in the county, but we love to have visitors. Our students love to see people. They love to talk to them. I would invite you into any of my classes to sit down and say, hey, what y'all learning today? Because I do it all the time. I come in, I say, what y'all working on? Why are you doing that? Are you having fun? So come in, visit us, talk to my teachers. We have changed so much and it's awesome to see my teachers and all of my staff grow every year. So if you have any questions at any time, Sabrina McElroy is my name, Highland Turner Elementary in Breathitt County. Thank you.